So I saw Roll Tiger Imports was selling these 38 special revolvers. This one's a Smith & Wesson, and they're selling them for anywhere between, I think, $300 to $500 each. And I decided to jump on one of their lower grades just to see what I ended up getting. All of these are listed individually, so you kind of know what you're going to get before you get it, but the pictures aren't always that great. So I was a little apprehensive, but I went ahead and took the plunge, see what I got. And looks like I got a pretty decent one. This one cost me $3.99, and it's a Smith & Wesson Model 10. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at it. So starting with the grips, you can see they're a little worn. They should clean up nicely though. You can see that screw is a little dirty. You can see the Smith & Wesson logo there. And overall the finish looks pretty decent, just dirty. I got the 5-inch barrel model. I'm looking at the other side, you can see kind of the same story with the grips here. You can see there's that Smith & Wesson logo with the 38 special marking there. And you can see the barrel is in pretty good shape. Just generally worn, but the finish looks pretty good. Cylinder drops pretty easily. Everything seems to function pretty well. Now this is a double action or single action pistol. You can see pulling the trigger does pull the hammer back. You can also cock it manually for a single action. You can see the bore in here is pretty good. It's kind of hard to shoot out a Smith & Wesson bore, but it could happen. It does look shiny. Don't see really any damage or pitting. Just needs a cleaning. So you can see here, I took the grips off. Definitely need to be cleaned under there. You can see there's some buildup of just some dirt and a little bit of rust there, just from the contact with the wood. The grips do look like they're in good condition. Just use some linseed oil on them. Should come out pretty nicely. So you can see already cleaning up pretty nicely. Just one little coat of linseed oil is already fixing this up. Did get a lot of the rust off. There's a little bit remaining, but I'll let the oil sit in that for a little bit. I've done just a very basic cleanup. Just wiped it down, took the grips off, cleaned the grips out. Nothing too intensive for it. You can see it already looks better than it did before. The finish is really looking a lot better, especially. Looking at the other side, also looks pretty good. A little worn here on this side of the barrel, but otherwise looks pretty good. For $3.99, it's not a bad deal. I've seen a lot of these go for $500–600 in similar condition, so can't really complain. The grips especially have turned out pretty well so far. I think just a little bit more linseed oil and maybe some beeswax will work wonders for them. Go ahead and look at the bore. So you can see the bore looks pretty good, shiny. Got its original rifling in there as well. As far as functionality goes, works pretty well. You can see that double action pull works pretty well, as as cocking it. It's very smooth. Nothing what I expect out of the quality for a Smith & Wesson. So if you're thinking about getting one of these, I'd recommend it. I mean, especially for the price point of, under $400. They're pretty solid pistols. The Model 10s were used extensively in both military and law enforcement purposes around the world. So they're a pretty popular revolver. Shoots the 38 special, which is pretty easy to find. So definitely good for taking to the range if you want to shoot a more classic style revolver. I believe they sell these newly made for a significantly amount more as well. And I believe you can also send your serial number to Smith & Wesson, and they'll track it for you and give you some idea of where it went and its purchase history. So that's pretty cool. I'll probably do the same for this and see where that takes me. See where this weapon went before it ended up in Ethiopia. So I hope you enjoyed this short video. Just wanted to go over the 38 Special that I purchased from Old Tiger Imports. Overall, I'd say this was a good buy. Looking forward to taking this to the range. If you'd like to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe and sign up for alerts. I'll have some more projects coming out as I acquire and clean up and restore new weapons. Got a couple more from Old Tiger coming, as well as one that I've been waiting on for quite some time. So looking forward to that. If you have any questions about these revolvers, feel free to drop them in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching.